Good evening. Sitting in for Indira Craig, I am Jo Marie Lanza, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight. Tonight we'll have new revelations suggesting police involvement in the Joseph Budna abduction, and look at how the Prime Minister and the Minister of Home Affairs have taken very different positions on the investigation. And Belize's most wanted has been deported. 7 News was at the airport and we'll show you Ellis, Maine's return. Also, the UDP urges its supporters to come out for the 10th. But in 2025, more than 200 years after the battle, what does it even mean to people anymore? We take a look at that and take those questions to the streets. These stories and more on 7 News tonight, so please stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
September is here and the celebrations are at Cellular World with our big September sale. Stay connected with the latest smartphones starting at just $119. Our new JBL speakers starting at only $99. Plus enjoy a full 1-year warranty with your authorized distributor. Bring the vibes home with unbeatable prices on Samsung Smart TVs, the newest video game consoles, and upgrade your space with the best deals on office equipment and furnitures. Find a store near you to keep the celebration going in Belize City, Belmopan, Orange Walk, and San Pedro. Or you can shop online with us via WhatsApp at 615-5141. Celebrate big this September with Cellular World.
Are you looking to buy a vehicle but don't trust sellers out there? Well, here at Car Guys, we're more than just cars. We're about giving you peace of mind with every ride. From fuel-efficient 4-cylinders to warranty vehicles you can trust, Car Guys has the keys to your next adventure. Our inventory is one of the largest in Belize, so whether you're looking for something practical or even a touch of luxury, you'll find it right here. With a spacious office and huge parking areas, we make every visit easy, comfortable, and stress-free. Got a car to sell? We got you covered. So when it's time to find your next vehicle, trust Car Guys to handle it for you.
Calling all Belizeans, those locally and abroad, Birds Eye presents The Road to Bring in the Tent. All happening at the Big Birds Isle on Tuesday, September 9th, featuring Zoila Clark, Boss Lady, Adriana Taylor, Lord Raven, and Punta Rock Entertainer Miami Martinez. All backed up by the dynamic Super Furia Band. Food and drinks will be on sale. Gates open at 8 p.m. Entrance fee, $35 in advance, $45 at the door. You can also book your tables. Large tables, $75. Cocktail tables, $50. For more information, call 635-2399.
Sponsored by Travelers Liquors, Belize Tourism Board, Belize City Council, Birds Isle Restaurant, Kicks Originals, Madisco, Birds Isle Cabañas, 4-Way Stationery and Internet Cafe, and Billiken Beer.
The teenage years can be full of excitement, opportunities, and newfound freedoms. Yet they can also be times fraught with worry about exams, relationships, and keeping up with peers and the latest trends. For some, this burden can become so overwhelming they take their own lives. Suicide is never the answer. There's always hope. If you're a school principal, put a plan in place for helping students and teachers to stay mentally healthy. Organise training for staff on what signs to look out for and how to have sensitive and compassionate conversations. Create a safe school environment where students and staff know they can seek help and talk to someone if they need to. A few words can make a world of difference.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coastline.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Cherie Kelso,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight.
We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening with your news and the bureaucrat.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Belize, are you really free? Can't you feel the chains tightening? The Ministry of Finance is imposing a new tax system on you so they can see all transactions in real time. It starts with invoices, then the national ID, then your fingerprints. They call it progress in the name of efficiency and transparency. But we know what it is. It's control. They're building a surveillance web, and you're caught in it. Every move, every payment, every transaction will live on a government server forever. To be analyzed and studied, shared with foreign interests who finance these projects. This data will be more valuable than you will ever know.
Somewhere in all of this, there's another pension plan for the boys.
Privacy isn't a luxury. It's a right. It's time to stand up and speak out before it's too late.
The countdown is on Belize City. Get ready for the annual 10th Bram with your Belize City Council. Join us for a day of celebration with free treats for the kids, giveaways, and live entertainment by the Youth Connection Band, Coconut Boy, TR Shine, Meme Martinez, Sweet Pain Band 3.0, Chico Ramos, Fire Starter Songs, and so much more. Save the date. Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Lord Rayburn Plaza, behind the Memorial Park. Let's bring out the entire city. This is truly a family affair you don't want to miss. Want to showcase your products? Reserve your booth today by calling 280-2308 extension 263 or WhatsApp at 673-9055. Your Belize City Council. Always vote the people.
This had to have some level of state sanction.
If the commissioner was involved, he did not do that on his own.
Who gave the order?
That is the million-dollar question. Who could be so bold?
Who gave the go-ahead?
Could it be the one the commissioner calls boss?
Richard Rosado is Kareem's pick for commissioner of police. He voted for Rosado, he asked for Rosado, he brought in Rosado.
You brought him in, Minister. Did you call in a favor?
There is a bigger conspiracy. Somebody had a problem with Budna, and they say, you know what, nothing, make we just send him over to Guatemala.
Who would do such a thing?
We are living in an authoritarian, repressive regime, and it is a dangerous benchmark.
Minister Musa, will you continue to let your police department act like the cartel?
The cover-up is worse than the crime. Who gave the order?
Make every moment matter with your credit card. More transactions, more chances to win cash back. You can be one of 4 monthly winners. Get a chance to win cash back with every purchase of $100 or more. For more information, visit www.atlabank.com. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize, You're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, we're taking a deeper look into the team of police officers that our information says executed the abduction of Joseph Budna. We'll have that in a minute, but first, we look at the effect the event is having on the Briceño cabinet. Observers suggest that it has created a schism between the Prime Minister and his Minister of Home Affairs. Jules Vasquez looked at the fact that the Prime Minister has ignored all of Musa's public suggestions on how to handle the investigation.
In the press release labeled Prime Minister Takes Decisions in the Budna Matter, what it reveals is a total lack of regard for the public positions taken by the Minister of Home Affairs, Karim Musa. Musa has publicly supported both an investigation and the release of all surveillance videos.
So the Prime Minister has said that after receiving the investigative report from the police department, he will review it and decide whether or not we need to have an independent investigation. My personal take on it, and I've mentioned it to the Prime Minister, I think regardless of the outcome of the investigation by police, because of the interests of this particular case, in terms of openness and transparency, it warrants an independent investigation.
The Prime Minister disagreed. He rejected Minister Musa's recommendation. Instead, ACP Suzette Anderson, who is one of the Prime Minister's Orange Walk Central constituents, has been appointed as the investigator. As for the surveillance video that all these organizations have publicly urged the state to release, Musa said he supported it.
It won't, in my opinion, ruin the integrity of the investigation to have these footages leaked. So by all means, release the footage, release the high resolution recording as well.
As the Minister of Home Affairs, will you release the footage?
I don't have the footage, Paul, but yes, I will ask them to release the footage.
Well, the Prime Minister just ignored that one. His release makes no mention of any surveillance video, even though this media house and others have written to him directly appealing for that release. He hasn't answered, and he ignored his own minister. And more than that, Musa's choice of commissioner, Dr. Richard Rosado, has been publicly humiliated, undermined, and suspended just 131 days into his tenure. The release says his report on the kidnapping to the Prime Minister was, quote, incomplete and therefore unsatisfactory, unheard of, and humiliating language for an official release. Deputy Commissioner Bart Jones, who was not Musa's choice for the job, is now acting commissioner for at least the next 45 days and possibly longer. The man Rosado brought off interdiction the day after he became compelled is Constable Barry Flowers. He is now back on interdiction. Assistant Commissioner of Police Suzette Anderson has roughly 21 days to complete an investigation in her own hometown. We presume she will be able to view in full resolution the videos from the surrounding government offices. If she does, will she have the courage to name her own officers as the abductors? Will she question the corporal who responded to the abduction but was waved off? Also, will she question the corporal stationed in Arenal? None of them were questioned for Rosado's flimsy interim report to the PM. And if those interviews sent her to request the commissioner's phone, what then for Assistant Compol Anderson? Tracking calls is a critical part of any investigation. And will she track down the 2 vehicles used to see who owned them, or if they are rentals, who paid for them? And since, incredibly, the Prime Minister says that Cabinet and not the DPP will review her investigation, is this even a criminal investigation? And if so, when will the suspects, who are police officers, be questioned? And when will their phones be seized? 18 days have passed since the abduction. Many burning questions, and tonight, no answers.
And while they may differ about how to handle the investigation, one thing the PM and the Minister of Home Affairs have in common is that they are both out of the country. Musa left for a meeting in Argentina on Saturday, while the PM left for the US yesterday at 12:40. about half an hour after he sent out his statement. And while those two are abroad, we assume the police officer now in charge of the investigation into the events of the night of August 22nd, ACP Suzette Anderson, has started working on compiling evidence. Jules Vasquez found that an interesting place to start might be the Mahogany Street Police substation. Here's why.
On the morning of Thursday, August 21st at around 9:30 a.m., Constable Barry Flowers, a member of the Special Patrol Unit, entered the Mahogany Street substation to pick up a weapon, a 9mm pistol. But that in itself is unusual because the shift detail for that date shows that he was on leave, and officers on leave are not permitted to get access to weapons. But Flowers had approval from someone somewhere in the high command, and he got that pistol. Reports say he showed up to the station in a Chevy Equinox, the same type that was used in the abduction. And because he was on leave, his wife and child were inside. This camera, perched outside that substation, would have captured his visit very easily. A key link in the investigation, but will ACP Suzette Anderson care to look? And who would authorize an officer on leave to get a weapon, and for what purpose? Another SPU officer whose name has been called in the kidnapping shows on this duty relief that he was on, quote, special assignment. What was that assignment, and who assigned him? Both Flowers and this other officer were out on leave or special assignment from Thursday the 21st to Sunday the 24th.
Both officers mentioned in that story are assigned to the SPU. We'll keep digging for more answers and have more for you on Thursday's news. We take a break now. When we come back, we'll show you the return of Belize's most wanted Ellis, Maine. And we'll tell you about a mangrove challenge, not to walk through it or cut it down, but to conserve and showcase it. Stay tuned.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate Homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
free? Can't you feel the chains tightening? The Ministry of Finance is imposing a new tax system on you so they can see all transactions in real time. It starts with invoices, then the national ID, then your fingerprints. They call it progress in the name of efficiency and transparency. But we know what it is. It's control. They're building a surveillance web, and you're caught in it. Every move, every payment, every transaction will live on a government server forever. To be analyzed and studied, shared with foreign interests who finance these projects. This data will be more valuable than you will ever know.
Somewhere in all of this, there's another pension plan for the boys.
Privacy isn't a luxury, it's a right. It's time to stand up and speak out before it's too late.
These charter means aren't from
We're
an
navigating
airplane.
along the coast.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shireen Halsell,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening with your news. I'm Indra Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
The Courts Home Event, happening at all Court stores on the 12th and 13th of September 2025. Get unbeatable prices like the CCL 65-inch TV, only $1,149 or $15.92 weekly. Save up to 25% off on major appliances. Discover the widest range of stylish furniture and deals with mattresses as low as $299. Get more with 30% off with Force Ready Finance. Enjoy prizes, demos, samples, and more. All exclusively at Courts and Courts.com.
The countdown is on Belize City. Get ready for the annual 10th BRAM with your Belize City Council. Join us for a day of celebration with free treats for the kids, giveaways, and live entertainment by the Youth Connection Band, Coconut Boy, TR Shine, Meme Martinez, Sweet Pain Band 3.0, Chico Ramos, Firestarter Songs, and so much more. Save the date, Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Lord Rayburn Plaza, behind the Memorial Park. Let's bring out the entire city. This is truly a family affair you don't want to miss. Want to showcase your products? Reserve your booth today by calling 280-2308 extension 263 or WhatsApp at 673-9055. Your Belize City Council. Always vote the people.
All right. On the one fun day on, the window open and the light may turn off. You look like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug where keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard here.
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter and call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV for BL ad, you know.
Yes, man. It don't reach the money better to change it right now. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So that when you reach my area?
We're upgrading meters across Belize, house by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
He might be called Belize's most wanted, and tonight Ellis, Maine is back in the country and back in police custody, where he is wanted for murder and attempted murder. Maine was deported from the U.S. and landed in Belize this afternoon, where he was processed by police upon arrival and taken into custody. Outside the arrival hall, he was greeted by his mother and sister. For Maine, it is his first time back in Belize since April of 2024, when he was named as the key suspect in the murder of Roy Lee Burgess and attempted murder of Maya James on the Placencia Peninsula. He went on the run and was caught by U.S. Border Patrol in San Diego in May of 2024. It is also his first time back since his younger brother Tyrone Maine was murdered just over a month ago. But Maine won't get to grieve with his family because he is expected to be charged for murder and attempted murder and then face mandatory remand. And while that is the plan, late information to 7 News is that laying these charges might be delayed until an ID parade is conducted, complicated by the fact that the main witness to the crime was shooting victim Maya James, who lives in the U.S. In June of 2024, she gave her story to Trappin' Anonymous in a tell-all interview where she said she saw Maine in his face before he shot her.
He opened the car door and he stepped out, and when he did that, like, I turned around like this and I looked at his face, because that's the only reason I'm able to even know what he looks like right now, is because I turned and looked at him directly in his face like that. And by the time I spent my head back around like this, all I heard was pop, 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 and I felt like fire on my ear, like fire. So I typed in his name, Ellis, Maine, and I see one result, and I'm like, oh my God. I called ICE so fast. I was like, the person you guys have in there is wanted for murder and attempted murder. He killed my friend and he shot me in my head.
What?
Yep. She was like, oh my gosh, hold on one second, ma'am. And she spoke to me a little bit. She transferred me to another lady that questioned me, and she was like, okay, we're on it. We're getting in contact.
What's making you talk?
The fact that he was good, that he was trying to kill me. He was gonna leave me in that car for whoever to find me. Oh, my kids would have grown up motherless. That's why. I hope this time, me being a witness, alive, ready to talk, because they had witnesses before. Everybody just gets threatened, so they never show up to court. But I'm not giving up, sweetie.
James has had multiple surgeries as a consequence of the gunshot injuries to her face. We'll let you know when Ellis, Maine is charged. Last week, we told you that 31-year-old Burton Clare and 22-year-old Kareem Allen were set free after the charges levied against them for allegedly attacking and robbing former city councilor Diani Rakenya were dropped. But the DPP has since instructed the police to rearrest and charge them once again. They will now have to face a trial at the lower court. Clare was arraigned on charges of 1 count of use of deadly means of harm and wounding, to which he pleaded not guilty. Allen was charged with 1 count of theft and 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly instrument. He also pleaded not guilty. The prosecutor did not object to bail, and they were granted it in the sum of $6,000 plus 2 sureties of $3,000 each. Both men were represented by attorney Ronel Gonzalez. Their next court date is set for September 18th. Today, the World Wildlife Fund in Belize, along with its partners, launched its 5th Mangrove Friendly Challenge. It's a way to raise awareness for the importance of mangroves and to encourage landowners and hoteliers to get creative with their mangroves instead of just chopping it down. Today at the opening ceremony, WWF Belize's Nadia Bood told us more.
Because of the demand to live along the coast, we've seen the development footprint within mangrove system increasing. And with that comes clearance of mangrove ecosystems. And so we start off this innovative idea of how we can then build this championship, these ambassadors for change when it comes to protection and restoration of mangrove ecosystems. And so out of that thought and our engagement with many partners, the idea came up to, why don't we have a contest? We know that there are people who are doing the right things. And so we're trying to identify those, get their designs from them, share that, and give them some of the exposure to show not only the government and policymakers, but landowners, developers, that there is a greener way, to build within the mangrove landscape. There's a website that they can go to, and they can follow the directions there on how to submit their applications. We have a hashtag, a QR code that they can scan. So this is just a launch, but we'll be doing some mobile events, going to different locations at San Pedro, Kikak, or Hopkins, the key development hotspots. And then we will also be sharing more broadly on social media, just so that people know that this is happening, and they can go to the website, the official website for the Mangrove Challenge, where they can submit their application. The challenge itself has 2 categories. One category that is based on conservation and sustainability, which is anyone who have taken steps to conserve mangroves because of the benefits for biodiversity, risk mitigation, you name it. And then the second category is aesthetic and creativity. How do you build within the mangrove landscape that allows for beauty while continue to get that functional role of mangroves? And that's usually for the aesthetics and creativity, that's where the businesses come in, the resorts, the hotels, people who do ecotourism, within mangrove ecosystems. The conservation category are, some conservation organizations who create mangrove reserves, for example. Any person that owns a piece of land and said, okay, I don't want to develop this, I'll leave the mangroves there, I might put in a boardwalk, and then they can market that.
The challenge is open from now until November 14th, and the winners will be awarded in January. Last week, when we spoke to the Prime Minister, he said Belize was in negotiations with the United States to discuss the possibility of this country becoming a safe third world country for the United States to ship its rejected asylum seekers. That's a sharp shift in position from earlier this year, where he had rejected that possibility. But it seems things have evolved since then, and the UDP isn't happy about it. Yesterday, Senator Patrick Faber questioned what becoming that safe third country will entail for Belize.
What they're asking Belize to do is to accept people from other parts of Central America who can't make it to the United States. And we have got to ask the question, who is it that you're asking us to take? How is it that we are going to provide for these people when in fact we are not able to provide for the Belizean people? You know, that is the most sickening thing of all. Every bit of what my colleagues have spoken about this afternoon come out of a deafening silence on the part of the government. How is it that you as the Prime Minister and the media laments on this daily, but we allow them to get away with it? How can you not address these matters? How can you go and sign these agreements with countries and don't tell the nation, especially when they have serious implications?
Faber also questioned the logic of the terms of the new grant agreement with the Millennium Challenge Corporation. As the PM told us last week, in keeping with policy shifts in the U.S., there will now be an emphasis on use of fossil fuels. Faber lamented that it contradicts Belize's long-standing reliance on sources of renewable energy as both policy and practice.
But in this country, we value energy conservation, and what we have discovered is that in the details of that MCC contract, Belize has agreed now to regress to fossil fuel. They borrowed hundreds of millions of dollars to try to find more alternative energy sources. Millions on solar that is supposed to be at the UB campus in Belmopan. Hydroelectricity. We have gone through a whole lot to demonstrate that we are, but because they now offer us back our $250 million, we will behave like we don't know what our agenda is and what is important to the Belizean people. So I call on the government this afternoon to make it very clear what the details are in terms of the MCC agreement.
And in regional news, we now go back to last week's interview with former president of the CCJ, Adrian Saunders. The court was designed to be the apex court for all Caribbean nations, but currently only 5 countries, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, Guyana, and St. Lucia, accept it as their court of final appeal. We asked Saunders who sat on the court for 20 years and who led it for 7 years, why more of the 15 CARICOM nations have not adopted it. Here's how that back and forth went.
Unimpeachable independence of the CCJ as an apex court, because denigratory remarks were made about the court not having political independence. Why, and forgive me if I don't know the number of the years, but why so many years on since its inception, why is it that still only a handful of countries have adopted, of countries in a region have adopted the CCJ as its court of final appeal?
Right. There are a number of different factors. In some countries, the Constitution places tremendous hurdles to the link from the Privy Council. In Antigua and Barbuda and in Grenada, for example, you not only need at least a two-thirds vote at the House of Assembly, at the Parliament, which is par for the course, but you also need a two-thirds vote at a referendum, at a popular referendum. And so Grenada, and I must pay tribute to Prime Minister Keith Mitchell, he tried twice. And on each occasion that he tried, he had all the seats, his party won all the seats in the parliament. So that although 100% of the parliament said, we want to go to the CCJ, he still had to go to a referendum and he couldn't get 2/3 because it's difficult to get 2/3 on an issue that can be controversial. It ought not to be, but it can be. And how it can be is that opposition parties sometimes would place impossible demands before the government to say, well, unless you do such and such, we will not tell our supporters to vote for this bill.
Yeah.
And so he failed on both occasions. Well, if they had been full-throatedly in favor, Jamaica would have been on. And quite frankly, if Jamaica could become a republic and can accede to the CCJ in one fell swoop, that would be a tremendous feather in the cap of the Prime Minister of Jamaica. It would make him, I think, one of the foremost leaders of decolonization that Jamaica has ever seen. And it will take time for us to see whether, that would happen. Nevertheless, it is of great influence to the judges from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and the other smaller islands that are part of CARICOM, and they follow that jurisprudence so that it has that influence.
The recent victory of the JLP party in Jamaica does not bode well for that country's adoption of the CCJ, since JLP is considered anti-CCJ. And one thing the CCJ has not influenced is the death penalty. When the court was founded 20 years ago as a regional alternative to the British Privy Council, it was wrongly seen as a hangman's court, basically a court that would reinstitute the death penalty. The CCJ has not done that. Saunders says that his most memorable case was one dealing with the death penalty, which set the tone for how the court would handle such cases.
I would say if I had to select one case, of course there are a series of cases that we decided that have been interesting, have been important. But perhaps the most important one is the first case that we did that was of great importance, and that is the case of Boyce and Joseph from Barbados. Why it was important, it was a death penalty case, whether two young men who had been convicted of murder should suffer the death penalty. Why it was so important, a range of things. Number one, it was coming just at the time that the court had been newly established, and people were wondering what was going to be our approach to some of the very progressive anti-death penalty jurisprudence.
Right, it was seen as a hangman's court.
Exactly. So that people wanted to know, is this going to be a hangman's court? Is this a government's response to Pratt and Morgan? So we had to answer that. And we answered it, of course, by suggesting that we are not a hangman's court. And the Privy Council jurisprudence that we consider to be important, pro-human rights, progressive, we will adopt. But we would not automatically adopt all their jurisprudence.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, the 10th of September. It's not what it used to be 40 years ago. But what does it mean now? We'll take that question to the streets when we come back. Don't go away.
Like Shine, Moses, Barrow, the people have resoundingly rejected John Saldivar. Belize is tired of the games, the sabotage, the shifting of loyalties. One moment, he's scheming to oust Shine. The next, he's back in bed with him. Now that a woman of integrity stands ready to lead. Why? Because she won't tolerate corruption. And when Saldivar can't have his way, Just like the big baby Shine, he sabotages. Belize deserves better. No more hypocrisy. No more backroom deals. It's time to reclaim the UDP for the people, not the puppets.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
These charter mints aren't from
We're
an
navigating along the coast.
This morning, the 2023 in the...
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Shireen Khalsil, and here's what's ahead for you on 7 News Tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
This had to have some level of state sanction. If the commissioner was involved, he did not do that on his own. Who gave the order?
That is the million-dollar question. Who could be so bold?
Who gave the go-ahead?
Could it be the one the commissioner calls boss?
Richard Rosado is Kareem's picked for commissioner of police. He vouched for Rosado, he asked for Rosado, he brought in Rosado.
You brought him in, Minister. Did you call in a favor?
There is a bigger conspiracy. Somebody had a problem with Budna, and they say, you know what, nothing, make we just send him over to Guatemala.
Who would do such a thing?
We are living in an authoritarian, repressive regime, and it is a dangerous benchmark.
Minister Musa, will you continue to let your police department act like the cartel?
The cover-up is worse than the crime. Who gave the order?
The countdown is on Belize City. Get ready for the annual 10th BRAM with your Belize City Council. Join us for a day of celebration with free treats for the kids, giveaways, and live entertainment by the Youth Connection Band, Coconut Boy, TR Shine, Meme Martinez, Sweet Pain Band 3.0, Chico Ramos, Firestarter Songs, and so much more. Save the date. Wednesday, September 10th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Lord Rayburn Plaza, behind the Memorial Park. Let's bring out the entire city. This is truly a family affair you don't want to miss. Want to showcase your products? Reserve your booth today by calling 280-2308, extension 263, or WhatsApp at 673-9055. Your Belize City Council. Always vote the people.
Make every moment matter with your credit card. More transactions, more chances to win cash back. You can be one of 4 monthly winners. Get a chance to win cash back with every purchase of $100 or more. For more information, visit www.atlabank.com. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
How is this possible? Joseph Budna, a born Belizean, taken from right in front of the Orange Rock police station. No panic, no intervention. The officer on duty waved off. The commissioner silent. The minister unaware. From Orange Rock to Benke, checkpoints evaded, protocols bypassed, and then handed over to Guatemala authorities. no due process, no natural justice, no protection of his fundamental constitutional rights, just disappearance. This is utter nonsense. This isn't just one man's story. It's a question for every Belizean. If this can happen in plain sight, who's really watching over us? Demand answers. Demand justice. Because silence is not security.
You hear somebody say Budna?
Are you looking to buy a vehicle but don't trust sellers out there? Well, here at Car Guys, we're more than just cars. We're about giving you peace of mind with every ride. From fuel-efficient 4-cylinders to warranty vehicles you can trust, Car Guys has the keys to your next adventure. Our inventory is one of the largest in Belize, so whether you're looking for something practical or even a touch of luxury, you'll find it right here. With a spacious office and huge parking areas, we make every visit easy, comfortable, and stress-free. Got a car to sell? We got you covered. So when it's time to find your next vehicle, trust Car Guys to handle it for you.
All right. On the one fun day on, the window open and the light may turn off. You look like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug where keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard here.
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter. They call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV for BL ad, you know.
Yes, man. They don't reach the money better to change it right now. Let's go check it out. Hey, guys. I'm almost done here.
So now when you reach my area?
We're upgrading meters across Belize. House by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tomorrow, 10th of September, is a public and bank holiday to, of course, celebrate 1798's so-called Battle of St. George's Key. Indeed, the event has lost its luster and preeminence as the premier September event. But for the UDP, which has always clung to the 10th as a cornerstone, they want the crowds to come out tomorrow to participate in the traditional Citizens Parade. Here's what their Queen Square rep said yesterday.
On a more patriotic note, we close by inviting all Belizeans at home and abroad to come be part of the September 10th St. George's Key celebrations. It's something where the government of the day has tried its best to kill, but people must understand that is our heritage, that is the focal point of our history, in whereby the Spanish were defeated.
And just as Haylock couldn't keep a straight face when he spoke about the defeat of the Spanish, since there was really no battle, so it is with the conflicted history and confused feelings about the 10th. Tomorrow marks the 227th anniversary of the Battle of St. George's Key, but while everyone knows it's a public and bank holiday, do they know why? And more importantly, what do they actually know about what happened 2 centuries ago? Our Clifford Mejia took to the streets to find out.
On a more patriotic...
So tell me what you know about the holiday tomorrow.
Well, I know that there's a battle of St. George's Key, where I think it transferred between the Baymen and the Spaniards to fight over the land, no?
And what you do tomorrow?
Basically, I might go watch parade, you know, depending upon the temperature. If not, then I just stay home, relax with family.
We have a holiday tomorrow because of the Battle of St. George's Key.
How you feel and what you do tomorrow?
I'm happy. It's an important and very historic holiday. And tomorrow I have practice for Panyard. Shout out Pandemonium. Everybody come out and support. It's $15 for adults, $10 for children.
Because the Battle of St. George's Key happened on the 10th of September, so that's why we have a holiday tomorrow.
Okay, what you do on the holiday?
Work, school work.
That's it. You know, hang with the family, do a little barbecue, watch the parade maybe?
I don't think so. I have a lot of schoolwork to get done, so.
Why we have a holiday tomorrow?
Because the Battle of St. George's Key and happened on the 10th of September.
What you do tomorrow?
Probably just chill out with the family, yeah, and just do some homework.
That's it?
It's the Battle of St. George's Key.
Okay, what you do tomorrow? You go watch the parade, barbecue, what you do?
Probably go watch the parade. We have a holiday tomorrow because of the Battle of St. George's Key.
What you know about the Battle of St. George's Key?
I know that it has history ties on to like what our country represents and also our colonial past because as you know the Battle of St. George's Key was initially a war between Spanish invaders who at the time saw the benefits that what the British settlers were doing in Belize and they also wanted that benefit which was the mahogany and logwood cutting as well.
Okay, what you do tomorrow?
I'll probably tune in on the parade and watch it live just to celebrate. Like I think it is really important and actually a good holiday, and not just a holiday for freelancer just turn on your speaker in your backyard, but it's really good for like let Belizeans know their history.
So where we have a holiday tomorrow?
10th of September.
What you know about it?
Battle of St. George's Key and independence and stuff like that. Check.
Alright. How you celebrate the day?
I celebrate the holiday by just looking back at the history and enjoying, just appreciating what happened. Happy to be Belizean.
Forefathers, Baymen, a fight, a so-called fight. We don't know how true it is, but there was something. Lead on to the independence, start from 10th to the independence. Well, not like back in the days when I was younger guys. Used to go out, well, they got up the flyers and things, but they now have remember the Pimentel and all kind of thing. But that was then. But now a different thing. But I think it'll fade out slowly.
Yeah, what's the parade tomorrow?
The parade, they have a parade tomorrow. They will.
I will.
Oh well, tomorrow I can't watch it. I want to listen to it.
How you celebrate the 10th tomorrow?
I'll be right here working.
What?
Diner, Ladyville, place to be.
What do you think about the 10th of September?
The 10th is not the 10th anymore. It doesn't feel it. Growing up, it was different, but now it's not the same. You're scared of going out there and with everything happening.
Well, the 10th of September, celebration for all Belizean, countrywide. Go on, celebrate and stuff like that, right? Bring out their family, kids, and all the excitement.
Tell me why we have the holiday tomorrow.
We have it because they celebrate 10th of September, right? St. George's Key, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you do tomorrow specifically yourself? You go watch the parade, you go cook with the family, what you do?
Well, I'll be working.
And while we were on the streets, we also asked what some of them knew about the Joseph Budna kidnapping case. It's a polarizing issue. Many of you feel he is right where he belongs, in a jail, while others say how he ended up there is totally wrong. Here's what the streets had to say.
You hear about the controversy with Budna?
Yeah, it kind of shaded to me because he the commissioner, and I don't know, like he just really don't want to really say much information about it based on what he might know, because you could clearly see videos circulate that officers do involve in this act.
Okay, I believe in transparency in the media, so I think they should release the tapes about Uncle Budna.
Yeah, he committed a crime, he escaped from Guatemala. I think he should have go back, but they do it the wrong way. That's all right, that they do just do it the wrong way, but he should go and spend the time, committing a crime in another country, should go and spend the time, no? It's different from the guy when he actually kidnapped down south. No, that's a different scenario, no? But with they do it the wrong way. They could have waited till we gone through the ICJ, had the extradition treaty, because we have an extradition treaty in Guatemala, and then turn on back the right way. Or we could have asked Guatemala make you spend the time right here.
And with that, we end this 9th night newscast. We wish you a happy 10th holiday and tune in to Channel 7 tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. for live coverage of the 10th of September official ceremony. To get in that 10th spirit, we close tonight with footage of last year's 10th parade and jump up. Enjoy and join me back here on Thursday.